over him. There's only one guy that's going to stop him from being a star, and his name is Lebron. Starting to move a little bit more without the ball. I mean, I'll tell you what, I got one eye, Bill. I don't have two eyes like you, but I'm watching about 10 minutes here, and if that kid doesn't have stardom all over him, there's only one guy that's going to stop him from being a star, and his name is LeBron James.
Dick, let me ask you, you brought up a point. The only guy who can stop LeBron James is LeBron James. Talk about what a 17-year-old is going through, outside influences, having his head on straight, like Steve Smith said. How do you feel about all that?
Are you serious? Are you serious? Are you serious? How many college guys or NBA guys can make that pass in transition? In the NBA, that's a jam for a dunk. I mean, I got goosebumps watching that. That made me think of the Magic Man. Are you kidding? Take a look at that pass, Mr. Walton.
He seems to have overcome a sluggish start.
Hey, that's a great question. I'll tell you, Bill and I will discuss that. You know, he asked about stopping himself. I think the biggest fear is he's got to be so concerned about the leeches and all the people around him and how to separate and get those out of his life and deal with those that genuinely love and care about him. Because unfortunately, Bill, he's going to have so many around him. You know and I know we hear about exploitation, and that worries me because there is a lot of that going on here. People already now thinking of ways they can make money in an unsavory way off this teenager. Your feelings about that?
The choices he makes as to who his friends will be, who his advisors will be, and he has to go. He is at the top. He has to pick people who are already at the top and who are not looking to make it themselves on this young player's capabilities.
I'll tell you the one thing I love about him. Any kid that speaks so unbelievably lovingly about his mom can't be a bad kid. And all he ever talks about is how I want to take care of my mom. Reminiscent to me of a friend I have by the name of Alex Rodriguez, who took care of his mom once he got the riches and fame as a baseball player.
Here comes James leading the Irish out. They were down big early, but there's another no-look feed.
There's what we're talking about, instincts, feel for the game. I mean, that is just so special, Bill.
The sense of where you are that we learned from Bill Bradley as a St. Louis high school phenom. LeBron James is moving right now at a different speed than everyone else.
Well, he's doing what you said earlier he was not doing. He has picked up the energy level, and the energy level really has him in another gear, and it's made his other people better. You know what the bottom line is? When you're special, and there aren't many guys in the NBA who make their teammates more efficient, I think he has that potential.
And you can sense the way he has lifted them right now. They're rebounding better. They're catching the ball better. They're feeding off his energy and his enthusiasm, and it's clicking right now for St. Vincent St. Mary's, and they have the lead over the previously undefeated #1 Oak Hill Warriors.
Oak Hill in black and St. Vincent St. Mary in gold. James now with the ball, wears number 23. He was the high scorer in the game in the first half, but he got a lot of help from Romeo Travis with 9 points and 8 rebounds. Ivan Harris had 11 and 7 to lead Oak Hill. James with a rebound and a putback.
They can't handle him on the offensive boards. He's so quick to the interior, Bill.
What I'm liking here is we're seeing a man playing amongst boys, but the man is not a giant man. He's not an overly tall player like a Shaq or a Yao Ming.
He's 6'8", about 235, 240 pounds. I mean, who knows what he projects out to in the NBA? Is he a 1, a 2, a 3, or is he just a whatever he wants to be?
He's just a player, man. Yeah. He can play anywhere on the floor. I was talking at halftime with Jim O'Brien. He said, let me tell you, Dick, he said, this kid is for real. He said, I've seen him perform, and we've seen that out here. That was a great pass before by Marcus Williams going out to UConn. Look at this right here, beating him one-on-one.
The strength of the lower legs, the explosiveness. Rarely do you find the complete physical package in someone who's not 18.
I'll tell you
what you forget. He's only 17 years old.
He was described to me by someone, I'll let him remain anonymous. He said he has the instincts of Magic on the perimeter and the explosiveness of Michael Jordan. Now that is one heck of. He said, I'm not saying he's Michael and I'm not saying he's Magic, but that is what he possesses. Would you agree with that, Bill?
I'm seeing a lot of very positive things.
led by LeBron James, who's taking charge on the bench as well. James now has 23 points, 11 already in just over 4 minutes in this quarter. And as Dick was saying, James, who has struggled with his outside shot, now starting to go inside, and he's just too big and too strong, Bill, for the rest of these kids.
He's come alive here, and he's found a way to get into the open court transition here. His teammates have picked up a little bit too. That's given him some opportunities. But you're seeing a man who's got finishing capabilities as you rarely see this polished a level at just such a young man. And we're talking about umbilical incredible here.
Wow, don't use words like that. Now, you went to UCLA. I can't handle more than one syllable. Now, come on.
Now, let's assume he's going to the NBA, because that's the assumption that I think everybody...
I don't even say I got a better chance of growing here.
Okay.
I got a better...
All right, so he's going to the NBA.
Is he eligible to go to college?
Well,
yeah, he does have the grades.
Yes,
he does.
yes.
I did research on that, and he's now in his choice as a safety, and it's only a safety. He's not even making visits right now. The coach told me Ohio State, Florida, Duke, North Carolina,
and Louisville.
And Louisville in the 5.
But
yes.
the family is reported. There's a guy who would love to have Jim O'Brien. But,
wow.
but the family reportedly is talking to agents and not schools at this point. Let's bring Jay Billis in. Jay, let's assume that he goes to the NBA. Is he automatically going to be the first choice in the draft?
I think he will be the first choice, Dan. There's a young man that is playing overseas in Yugoslavia right now, an 18-year-old left-hander named Darko Milicic. It is possible he could be the first pick, but I doubt it. I think that LeBron James is the clear favorite to be the #1 pick in the draft, but it just shows you how much of a factor European players have become.
I'll tell you something else, Jay. Years and years ago, before you were born, there was something called the territorial draft choice, and they would love to have that here in Cleveland. All the talk shows are talking about what are the chances of them keeping LeBron right here with the Cavs.
Well, they've got a lot of ping pong balls.
Yeah, 4-19's a good start.
No team in the last 12 years with the worst record in the NBA has won the draft lottery.
Wow.
The last player was Derek Coleman with New Jersey in 1990. Look at the way LeBron James floats over the court. Look at the way he keeps his arms up. He snatches that rebound.
That's big time.
His eyes never drop to the floor.
Vision. Great vision all the time. Great vision.
The ball's an extension of his mind.
Oh, he knew he had that one too.
Uh-oh, and then it's chest pumping time. He knows he's good. He's got it. I'll tell you right now, my friends, he's the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. There's no doubt about him being legit. I only pray, and I pray, as I told him today, I said, please surround yourself with people that care.
26 points now for LeBron James as he finally gets a 3-ball to go down.
The only thing that you can't really predict
what happens when you get the money
is whether he'll stay healthy and whether he'll continue the work ethic that he's shown to this point.
Yeah, that's the one thing that drives the great ones, like you said, Magic and Michael and Larry Bird, yourself, is the desire to be better tomorrow than what you were yesterday.
And that's why it can't really be about the money. It has to be about that drive, which is what Kobe Bryant has. His drive to be the best that there is.
And the money ultimately comes with the success.
Final possession of the quarter going for St. Vincent St. Mary, and the ball in the hands of James. He's inside, he's outside, he's rebounding, he's scoring. He's taken over the game here in the third quarter.
I bet his high school level is a lot different than the level I've seen over the years.
Great tip.
Tip is good.
Great tip.
I think it was Willie McGee getting the tip. Travis in there as well. Let's give it to Travis as St. Vincent St. Mary's goes to the break up 7 with just 1 quarter to go, standing between them and a win over the #1 ranked team in the country.
I'll tell you, a kid like Travis is a very good active player. He's going to Akron as we watch him right now with the offensive tip. There he is, and they jump with joy. St. Vincent St. Mary's, the Fighting Irish.
Well, Oak Hill, I think they play in 8 states this year, and their team, their 10 kids on their team come from 6 different states. They recruit better than a lot of college programs do. It's a national program.
Well, you know, a lot of players recruit them as well to improve their academics, to play against better competition.
Travis with 2 more. You know, he's got 15 points and 11 rebounds tonight.
You know, going to Akron, and Coach Dambrot, the assistant there, was the former head coach here. Look at him, standing ovation.
Standing ovation now for St. Vincent St. Mary's. A commanding win and a very impressive performance, especially in the second half against Oak Hill.
All they got to do is get it inside to James, and he'll score anytime he wants here now. He's got such a size advantage.
Oak Hill's only got 2 points in the fourth quarter.
Give it to LeBron. The crowd is hungry.
Yeah.
Give it to LeBron. Spread the floor. Let him go to the hoop. The game is over.
It's academic now. I'll tell you, we were treated. We were curious. The curiosity really had me here with these stories. Yesterday on a front page story in USA Today.
Unbelievable.
And he has lived up to all the billing.
Which is so difficult. Our infusion player of the game, LeBron James, that was not a hard pick. He got my vote.
Think of the numbers he would have had the jump shot been falling in the first quarter. But once he decided to go to the basket, he just took over the game.
I think some people sometimes get away from their strengths. They try to prove to everyone that they can shoot from the perimeter. Bottom line is he can get to the basket when he wants, especially on a high school level.
But at the NBA level, he's, and I think you guys were talking about before, the jump shot's got to become a weapon for him.
He'll be able to get
Yes, he will. and he's going to be playing with better people. He's going to be playing with better people, so people can't give him that kind of attention that he gets on a high school level.
But what you have to realize is that the better you get, and he's already at the top, the better you get, the more you get knocked down. And he's going to have to learn to protect himself because there's big, strong, mean, nasty guys playing for the ultimate prize out there, and they're going to look at him and say, hey, what about me?
He's doing what you asked him to do. Getting the ball. He's going to do the, hey, the one said, give him the ball. Gave him the rock, baby. He's going to do his thing.
Get to the hoop.
Hey,
why stall it out at the 20-point game? Put a show on.
How come you're not on a speed dial with him on his phone? He's got Magic. He's got Michael. He's got Shaq. He's got Maurice Claret, the great running back. He doesn't have you on there, Bill.
I'm just happy to be here. I asked to be on this game. I wanted to come and see, and I have been.
It's been worth the trip up from Texas.
Well, I've enjoyed working with you, big fella, and Dan. It's been a lot of fun. We've been going at it here since 5 o'clock with interviews, fun, and it's been a riot. I'll tell you this, you're always one of my favorites, big fella, as a player, because you were unselfish and you were a winner. I'll never forget 72, 73, and when you went for 21 for 22 against Memphis. How did you miss that one shot?
That's what Coach Wooden always wants to know. When you gave the speech to the team